Before even this moment of surrender, the fate of these 6 Ukrainian troops was sealed. Ukrainian drone images from the southern front last November show the horror that comes after defeat. A Russian, hiding in the bushes, shoots one Ukrainian in the head. Ukrainian officials gave CNN intercepts of Russian radio orders from their commanders to their troops here. We can't verify them independently, but they help paint a chilling picture of what appear to be executions to order, of a plan to kill prisoners given from above. The Russian in the bushes seems to fit a mask and then emerge. He's joined by another Russian. They talk. There's no visible threat from their prisoners. And one captive Ukrainian seems to gesture at them. But nothing changes his fate, shot in the head, calmly. Another Ukrainian gets up, presumably the commander, and takes off his armour. But the voice on the radio is impatient. The commander is led away. In total, 6 times the order to kill was given, according to the intercepts. A forensic study for CNN, the files and audio, found no reason they weren't authentic, and a Western intelligence official described them to us as, quote, credible. We've geolocated the footage of the killing to this tree line just outside of Novodarivka in Zaporizhia region, where fierce fighting raged late last year. Ukrainian prosecutors say the executions of surrendering Ukrainian troops by Russians are increasing. They say they opened 8 cases in all of 2023, 39 for all of last year, and in just the first 4 months of this year, 20.
It's a well-coordinated and well-planned policy. And execution of prisoners of war, as well as other war crimes which have been committed in Ukraine, I think that goes up to the president of Russian Federation, who, for example, when it was the example of Kursk area, when he conducted like a military meeting or something, and when he said that we should treat them as terrorists, and everyone knows how Putin treats people who they call terrorists, so it's almost synonym for us to execute.
The UN Special Rapporteur on extrajudicial killing told CNN the executions would not happen in such numbers and frequency without orders, or at the very least consent, from highest military commanders, which in Russia means the presidency. Another video supplied to CNN by a Western intelligence official shows a similar scene, also from Zaporizhia. Ukrainians are surrounded and surrendering to Russians with red tape on their helmets. But 2 others join them, white tape on their helmets. They appear to use their radios. And then a white helmet opens fire. As the smoke clears, a red reloads his weapon and shoots another Ukrainian in the head. There's no radio intercept here, but a Western intelligence official told CNN the order to kill likely came from the white to the red. Killings aimed at hitting Ukrainian morale, but also, cynically, just at easing Russian logistics. This affects the morale and psychological state of our guys, he says. We have facts when the Russian military and political leadership directly gave verbal instructions not to take prisoners and to shoot those captured on the spot because it complicates military logistics from their point of view. A stark window into Moscow's mindset. Surrender means nothing, and mercy is not an option. Nick Payton-Walsh, CNN, Kiev, Ukraine.
Realmente, Ione, vemos un tono, yo diría que hasta entusiasta por parte de Donald Trump en su red social, Truth Social, donde ahí llega a asegurar que tanto el tono como el espíritu de la conversación, que se prolongó durante 2 horas, fue excelente. Asegura que fue un diálogo muy bueno e inclusive más. Él asegura hay que permitir que las negociaciones comiencen ya de forma inmediata. Las conversaciones que, según él, no solamente sería para intentar llegar a un alto el fuego, como se ha dicho repetidamente estos días, sino que él asegura que llegarían a ser para intentar finalizar con la guerra. Entonces, todo esto realmente, cuando Donald Trump inclusive da un detalle especialmente interesante, que es que el Vaticano podría ser anfitrión de estas conversaciones directas entre Ucrania y Rusia. Vemos que todo esto, Donald Trump, al fin y al cabo, era lo que aparentemente estaba esperando desde hace tiempo. Vemos también que tenemos reacciones del presidente ruso Vladimir Putin, quien es algo menos entusiasta que Donald Trump, pero junto a esto, él afirma que se trató de negociaciones muy útiles, muy informativas, que Rusia está interesada realmente en finalizar con el conflicto. Lo que sí es que asegura que también en las negociaciones hay que tratar lo que serían las causas, las raíces de este conflicto, quizás refiriéndose a lo que puede ser, por ejemplo, la entrada de Ucrania en la Alianza Atlántica de la OTAN, o por ejemplo la soberanía ucraniana, temas sobre los que hay importantes diferencias, pero quizás escuchemos al propio Vladimir Putin.
El presidente de Estados Unidos expresó su postura sobre la cesión de las hostilidades, el alto del fuego y, por mi parte, enfaticé que Rusia también está a favor de una resolución pacífica de la crisis ucraniana. Simplemente debemos determinar los caminos más efectivos hacia la paz. La cuestión, por supuesto, es que las partes rusa y ucraniana deben mostrar el máximo deseo de paz y encontrar acuerdos que satisfagan a todas las partes. Al mismo tiempo, me gustaría señalar que, en general, la postura de Rusia es clara. Lo principal para nosotros es eliminar las causas fundamentales de esta crisis.
Y esta conversación de Trump con Vladimir Putin se llevó a cabo después de que Trump primero conversara con el presidente ucraniano Volodymyr Zelensky. Hay que tener en cuenta que en días pasados se hablaba primero el jueves, luego el viernes, de que pudiera haber una cumbre tripartita en Turquía de Trump, Putin y Zelensky. Al final algo así no se llevó a cabo. De alguna manera despertó dudas de si es posible realmente llevar a cabo este tipo de encuentros. Ahora lo que asegura Vladimir Putin es que al menos esas negociaciones primeras directas que hubo en Estambul, sin la presencia de los presidentes, pero según él fueron útiles para marcar el camino de hacia dónde se puede dirigir ahora este tipo de negociaciones. En cualquier caso, se puede tratar de un momento importante, de una oportunidad de terminar con una guerra que se ha prolongado durante ya más de 3 años. Hay que tener en cuenta que el propio Donald Trump aseguró hoy que hay que terminar con el baño de sangre que, según él, por ejemplo, estas semanas está causando la muerte a 5.000 soldados rusos y ucranianos cada semana. O sea, un verdadero horror. Y entonces aquí, según dice Donald Trump, existe la oportunidad de avanzar hacia el fin de la guerra.
President Trump had a 2-hour phone call with Russian President Putin today, and though it didn't seem to yield any breakthroughs, he described it in positive terms on social media after that call happened, and also said that he now believes that any agreement that happens here will have to be negotiated between Russia and Ukraine. That comes just days after the president said that he thought before any real progress could happen, he would personally have to sit down with the Russian leader. I asked him if he still felt that way inside the Oval Office today. Did you ask President Putin to meet with you?
About what?
About Ukraine.
Of course I did. I talked to him about it. I said, when are we going to end this, Vladimir? I've known him for a long time now. I said, when are we going to end this bloodshed, this bloodbath? It's a bloodbath. And I do believe he wants to end it. You know?
This is Blogger School in Russian-occupied Mariupol, complete with beanbags and a selfie mirror. Run by a project called the Donbass Media Center, it offers free tuition and new skills. Pavel Karbovsky, one of the teachers, only launched his own social channels 2.5 years ago. He tells me the school, founded by a pro-Kremlin news outlet, is not political. And yet the same can't be said for his own posts to his now 36,000 TikTok followers. Just look at what Russia is getting up to in Mariupol, he says here. Oh wait, they're building, not demolishing. This is Mariupol, our Russian town.
My key goal is to show what's happening here, to show the truth so people stop forming their opinion on Donbass by reading Ukrainian comments which say that this is Ukraine. It isn't. Why? We have Russian flags here, Russian passports and Russian laws.
3 years after Russia laid siege to Mariupol, destroying, according to the UN, an estimated 90% of residential buildings and killing, Ukrainian officials believe, around 20,000 civilians, accusing Russia of disposing of bodies to cover up war crimes, which the Kremlin denies. Mariupol is a key strategic priority for Putin. He even visited 2 years ago to highlight the rebuilding efforts. And Moscow is now increasingly looking to social media as a subtle, though powerful, propaganda tool in these regions. In January, Karbovsky was part of a group of Donetsk influencers invited to meet with Denis Pushilin, the Russian-installed head of the Donetsk People's Republic. Not everyone understands the scale of the work that's happening, he told them. The implication, they can change that. And it's clear revival videos get clicks. Some are couched in lifestyle content, well-stocked grocery stores, or stylish new cafes. Others directly focused on the reconstruction, the drama theatre, flattened by a Russian attack 3 years ago as hundreds of civilians took shelter. And look how beautiful, says this vlogger who goes by Masha from Mariupol, showing off brand new apartment buildings at sunset. Mariupol's Ukrainian mayor in exile says it's an illusion, one which he believes won't work.
This propaganda, these made-up clips that they are doing now in Mariupol will not help. Russia has committed a crime in Mariupol, and the people of Mariupol know it.
Satellite images do show massive reconstruction, and not only in the city centre. What they don't show is who gets to live there. Multiple videos like this are now also circulating, a direct appeal to Putin by former residents of a heavily damaged eastern Mariupol neighbourhood who say they are still homeless. Russians, meanwhile, are being lured to the city with state-sponsored mortgage rates at least 10 times lower than the market average. And perhaps by content creators like this. 21-year-old Yelizaveta Chervyakova, born in Mariupol, unboxing her gifts from the Donbass Media Center's Blogger School. She was one of a select few who completed the course, awarded with a trip to Moscow to meet top Russian influencers.
I met guys I had never known before, and it's clear, especially with the Donetsk fellas, that they are showcasing their city, the photos and videos, and watching those I thought, I want to do that too.
Her own city, she accepts, is now Russian. Making her part of a generation of Ukrainians, Moscow is hoping will help convince others to accept that too.